All right, we're getting set to do a little modifications to the new Fireblade CBR 1000 Repsol edition here, 2009. We're going to do the three most common modifications we see out there, which is a new undertail, a new exhaust system, specifically the TaylorMade exhaust, hoping to get some cool sound out of that, and also we're going to do a new ECU, I guess, mod for the air-fuel mixture by adding a Power Commander 5 to it. So, all right, first thing we're going to do is the exhaust.
All right, this is the nondescript, how you say, cardboard box that the TaylorMade comes in.
That'll be shipped to you like this. Inside, you'll find a couple of different pieces. Some of the goodness here is packing, carbon fiber piece. This carbon fiber piece is unbelievably light. You might as well just wants to lift off in your hand because it's so light. So that's going to be where the exhaust port comes out. Pretty cool. Let's see what else we have. More packing. We have the exhaust itself in here. It's really neat. The business end of the exhaust right there. So that's there. Let's see what else we have. Plastic bits. Here's our installation guide and our package of goodies, along with another sticker. We all like stickers. That's for the CBR 1000. And what else do we have? Oh, and that's actually mine. You'll need that to figure out how to take off the various bits and pieces to get the exhaust on, so you'll need to have your manual. Anything else in there except peanuts? Nope, that's it. That's what comes in the whole package. You got your basically your instructions, your muffler, and your fairing, which is the cool thing about the TaylorMade. Okay, removing the seat is a little tricky if you've never done it before. It's kind of hidden. We look at page 109 of the manual of your instructions that come with your bike. You'll see there's some cryptic things about moving the tabs and grommets. Let's show you what that actually means. So, down under here, let me pull out this little plastic triangle piece to the back to the front, and voila! You have it out so you can start taking the seat off.
All right, next we take off these two Phillips screws on either side of the seat. You'll need a kind of a larger screwdriver. We're using a number 3 Phillips here. Pretty easy to take off. Okay, after you get the screws off, you just pull forward and lift up, and the seat's off.
All right, so that's what it looks underneath the seat. You can see right here where you take an 8mm socket. You need to unscrew the screw. This is for the servo motor. The servo motor controls the flapper valve on the exhaust for low revs, keeping the exhaust closed. You need to unhook this little connection here.
Another clip on the bottom, right there.
Correct. And then lift the whole thing out. Like this. Now you'll notice that there's no wire attached here because we've already attached it, detached it prior to do the flapper mod. So there it is, free and clear. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull that wire through. It comes right out. You just pull it, and there it is. And by the way, under the servo motor, there's a little metal piece that the screw screws into that, if you're not careful, will fall out. What you need to do is you just need to put it back in, and underneath here, push it back in to the little tabs to hold it down. The trick here is that the flat piece goes up. You'll never get it in if you're trying to put the upside down. So take a look at that. You may lose that when you pull the flapper servo motor out, so you have to put it back in. Now, you hook the servo motor back up, place it back in, attach the cable, and then use your handy
dandy 8mm socket and drive it back in. All right, that part's done. Okay, it's back together again. Remember, be careful with that little silver thing underneath. After you're done with that, you can put the seat back on. Just fits right back in there. And then you put the Phillips screws back in like you did before. And on each side. All right, seat's back on. Now all we gotta do is replace our little triangle pieces. Naps in the front. All right, now we're gonna take off the lower cowl. There's 4 bolts to do this. You would think that it was really easy, but like everything, there's always a trick to it. So the first bolt here, you actually have to put your finger back behind it. There's a little rubber grommet and basically almost like a washer that sits back there that particular screw screws into. It's the only one that's like it out of the 4. So it looks kind of like that. So when you reverse it, you got to stick your finger back in there and hold it on when you screw it back in. So the rest you got to do is you got to take off the other 3. They're really simple. The easy part. And then you go repeat it on the other side. But now after you get that done, on the other side, you're going to have to remove the bottom cowl. Here, this piece slips in and it will slip right back. And then underneath, a little tricky, you can see here where the cowl comes together.
See on the back too here.
And on the back here. So basically what happens is
Slip back on the top.
undo the top, like we showed you before, right here. Just pull it back like that. Pull it back, comes out. And then down here, that piece slides basically backwards, and the front piece slides a little bit forwards. And the whole thing comes out like that. Okay. Very good. And that part's done. You can see here where the little rubber grommet goes behind the cowling. It fits in right like that. It's where you have to hold your finger when you're putting the cowl back on. So that's the only weird thing about it. So very good.